Today we'll talk about projection of points and lines. So before that, we'll talk about different types of views. Okay, we'll see what basically what type of view or how do we make a drawing. Then we'll say how do we make or how do we make projection of points and line. That is what we are going to discuss today. So projection is basically a type of a systematic type of drawing an image. Okay, and we are talking about making image on a plane in a 2D plane, and there are actually various different methods which we are not interested in all that. Mostly we are interested in orthographic projection, and we'll talk about first angle and third angle. As we go along, you will see what it means, but these are our main focus, and we'll also look at so all this is called pictorial view. So finally, at the end of this lecture, when you get exercise, you need to draw pictorial view of a given problem and first angle orthographic projection. That is what we are going to focus in the slides moving on, subsequent slides. So these are different views are given, and let us talk about orthographic projection. So basically the idea is, let us say this is a object. It is looking like a plane, but let us say it is a 3D object, and your observer is sitting here. So if you are looking at it, and this is called projectors. So you can imagine that, let us say light is coming from infinity, or you say that you have lighted a torch from here. But the only trick here is that the torch light diverges. Your light should be parallel. All the light rays should be parallel, and based on that, this is the plane of projection. So it is like a shadow. A shadow is getting formed, and this is called orthographic projection. Okay, it is a parallel projection. Parallel means all these projector light are parallel. These are light beams, or basically uh, how you draw. Okay, how you project this on a plane of projection. That is the whole idea. We'll see some examples which will make it more clear. But the main point that I want to highlight here is that there are two ways to project. Okay, one is that you have object in the front, and you have a opaque plane of projection where this shadow or this projection can be formed. So this is basically, as we move along, we'll see this is this will refer to first angle projection, and this is called third angle projection. So what happens here is that their plane of projection is in between the observer and the object. So let us say this is a transparent film, and this object is getting projected here, and that is what is being observed by the observer. That is some basic idea of orthographic projection. Let us look at some examples which will make it more clear. So before we go to examples, we'll also look at different planes. So we'll take one vertical plane and horizontal plane. So this will cut at 90 degree, and we'll define quadrants. So this is the first quadrant, first, second, third, and fourth. 4 quadrants are there. Okay, and mostly we're talking about vertical plane, which is written as VP, and horizontal plane, which is written as HP. So we could also have profile planes from the sides. So you can write left profile plane or right profile plane, depending on where it is made. Okay. So this is very important to understand. Once you are clear with this plane geometry, a lot of things will be much clearer moving on. One more thing is that when you draw exercise, you don't need to make this hash type of. This is just made for you to explain. I took it from a book, so it was made hash like this. But in general, when you draw, you just draw the plane. Don't make this hash type of thing. Okay. So now this is again, it is a different view. Just to make it more clear, this is your vertical plane, horizontal plane and vertical plane. Now it divides your space in 4 quadrants. Okay, one is the first quadrant, which is above HP and in front of VP, right? Now behind VP, behind VP and in front of still above HP is your second quadrant. Now if you go below that horizontal plane, and behind this, behind VP, this refers to your third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant, below HP and in front of VP. Is this clear to everyone? This is very important for orthographic projections.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And what we are going to do is we'll place an object somewhere here, and we are going to make 2D images of that object, looking at different views, how it looks, how the projections look on vertical plane and horizontal plane. Okay. So this is another view. So we are showing you first quadrant, second, third, and fourth. And this is also called angle. So first angle, second angle, third angle, or fourth angle. And this line will be called as reference line. Okay. Now, these are the definitions what we have discussed so far. So this is how projections are getting formed. Okay, let us say if some object is lying in this first quadrant. So I look at what projection it is making on this plane and on this plane. So this is called first angle or first quadrant projection, and this is third angle. So let us look at them more closely. So this is your first angle or first quadrant, which is in front of VP above HP. So we have a 3D object which is shaped like a inverted T. This is the object, right, which you can see here. Now, so this is called your pictorial view, where pictorial view means how you see. Naturally, with your eyes, if you see, you look at this in this way. Okay, if you take a photo with a camera, this is how it is going to look. Now this is called orthographic projection. So we draw front view and top view. So what you do is you let it project here, vertical plane, front view, and horizontal plane means you are looking from the top. Suppose I am looking from above, I will see only a rectangle which is shown here. Front view and top view. Is this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So these are the most important topics what we are discussing. If you people are clear with this, then other subsequent discussion will be very smooth. So let us moving on. So this was first angle projection, where the object is lying in the first quadrant. Okay, now if the object is lying on the third quadrant, this is how it will look. So basically the top view means you're looking through the horizontal plane, and it will look like this. And front view is you're looking from this side, so it will look like this. And in third angle, we also say that there is some ground level, GL. So whether it is on ground level or above that, this will be more relevant when we talk about section of solids. Today we are talking only about points and lines, so that will not be much relevant. But when we go to prism and solid objects, that will be more useful concept, ground level. Okay, now let us look at the difference. So first angle means the object is in first quadrant, third angle means object is in third quadrant. First angle, as I explained, that the object lies between the observer and the plane of projection. Your plane is behind the object. While in third angle, the plane of projection lies between observer and object. So if I go back to the previous slide, this is what I'm talking about. This is your first angle projection, where object is before the plane, and third angle means object is lying behind the plane, and we see a transparent plane, let us say. So this is what this slide mentions. The plane this is non-transparent because we are forming a shadow here. Now this has to be transparent because object is behind it. So plan and elevation are the terms used for front and top views. So we'll go about this term mostly when we talk about solid, but it is good to note what are the differences. Okay, and this is what we are going to follow. This is basically recommended by BIS, and the third angle is used in US. So there are also in a few other countries. So this I hope is clear. I'm just going through these slides once more. Another point I forgot to mention is that when you basically when you're trying to make it in 2D, right, like this. So what you're doing is these planes are at 90 degrees. So you try to open that plane. Okay, what we do is that this horizontal plane you rotate it by 90 degrees. So it comes down and then you get a 2D picture. Similarly, when you go for third angle, what happens is that this plane goes up. Okay, and this plane remains at its position so that you get a 2D view. That is what we are seeing here. So what happens is that this plane goes down. Okay, and here if we go to this definition, so this plane goes down and this plane goes up. Okay, so here this plane goes horizontal plane goes down, and that is what you are seeing here. This is up, this is down. And for third angle, if you look at this picture, this plane goes up. Okay, so then you get top view on here and front view here. You see the difference between these two, how front view and top view are changing. I hope you are clear. If any doubt, just revise these slides again. This is really important for a large portion of this subject. If you are not clear with this, please get clarified. What is first angle and third angle projection? Okay, moving on. So based on that, we also give symbols. So this is the symbol for first angle and this is the symbol for third angle. So what happens is basically, let us say that we have a frustum. Frustum is something which is shaped like a bucket. So LHSV means left hand side view. So if it is in first angle, it is in front of VP and on top of HP, right? And we create a PP. PP is profile plane. So we are looking from the left, but our profile plane is on the right. So whatever view you get from looking at the left, that view is drawn here. Okay. So let me say you're looking from this side, but you're making that image here on the right side. While in third angle, you're looking from here and the same place you're making that view. That is your HSV. And this is what we have discussed. PP, then object, then observer. Here PP is in between. PP is profile plane. Okay, so this was about first and third angle projections, and various terms are given here. I am not going to go all this, you can read, but this is mostly what we have discussed: vertical plane, horizontal plane, and all that. So now let us go to projection of points. So now if you are once you are clear with what are the different quadrants we are talking about, then plotting point becomes quite easy and straightforward. Okay, so what basically we need to do is we need to identify where that point is given in reference to VP and HP. So the point could be either here or behind this or here, or it could be lying on any of the plane. It could be on VP, it could be on HP, or things like that. So once you know where the point exactly is, then you can accordingly plot the orthographic view of that point. So some conventional terms are conventional notation is there that point you should denote by capital letters ABCD, and then you rotate the plane by 90 degree, which we have already seen, and then you use for front view of that point use A dash. For top view use small a, and side view is A double dash. That is the convention we are going to follow, and we'll see some examples.
Excuse
So
excuse me, sir.
yes.
Also, I didn't get why we are rotating the plane. I mean, what is the...
See, you want to make a 2D photo, right? Now this picture you will see. This is in 3D, right? I want to represent it like this. So that's why you rotate this plane, you bring this plane down. Okay, let me discuss this example. I hope you will be clear with that. So let us say we have a point which is situated in first quadrant. This is the point. Point A is there. Okay. Now it is at certain height. Height means it is above the horizontal plane. H height is there, and D is the distance from vertical plane. Okay, I am marking this D by green color and H by red color. So here is the point I want to see in 2D orthographic. So orthographic will look like this. So this XY, I'll draw like this XY, and when you open it up, open means you will rotate this and bring it like this in one plane. That one plane is being drawn here. So this is the point. I show the projection of that point in horizontal and vertical planes. So A dash is here, A dash is shown here, small a is here, small a is shown here. Are you clear now or not?
Yes, sir.
This is how we rotate and we show orthographic projection. So next few slides I will show points in different quadrants, and I have marked red and green, which you can see the corresponding lens in all. This is okay. For your assignments, you will get question to show some point. Let us say I give you distance is D is 5 mm, this is 10 mm, something like that. So you know what exactly to do. This is your pictorial view. In your assignment, you have questions which says draw pictorial view and orthographic projection. So this is the pictorial view, this is the orthographic projection. Okay, this is what you have to do. So if your point is there in first quadrant, this is how it will look. If it is in second quadrant, second means behind the VP, V is the point. Okay, now what I am doing, this has to be rotated. This will go and coincide with this. VP and HP will lie on the same plane. So you will draw B dash, H D like this. So this is basically, it is like if you are having in first quadrant, it is like opening a book. You have a book, you open it and make it flat. This is like closing a book. You are having this plane which is coming and it is joining that VP. So accordingly you will make these points. So B dash is here and B is here. This is how you show in second quadrant. Is this clear?
So, but why we are not doing here like opening the book in second quadrant as in...
So that is the convention we follow. So this is how it has to be rotated.
Sir, we always rotate clockwise.
Yes, right.
And so we don't rotate vertical plane, only horizontal plane always.
Yes, as you will see, I will have point in all the quadrants. So let me finish that. You will be seeing all the examples. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is about second quadrant. Now let us go to third quadrant. So in third, again, point is located here in C. So it has projections here and here. Sorry, C dash here. So again, I will rotate this. So this is like now opening the book, because one plane is here, one plane which is at 90 degrees. Now it will be flat. So you see here, C point is shown here, small c, and this is small c dash. This is third quadrant. And similarly, we have fourth quadrant where we rotate this, and again it is forming a closed book type of structure. So this HP and VP will lie on top of each other, and then we show both this E dash and E on the same plane like this. So I'll just quickly repeat through all this. First quadrant, second, third, fourth. Only thing you have to remember is that this is rotating clockwise and only horizontal plane is rotating, vertical plane is kept fixed. That is the whole idea of making projection. Any questions or should I move forward?
So why are we rotating? What is the point of doing that?
So this is orthographic projection is a systematic way of making drawing like this. Okay, so it should be universal. Everyone should do in that way. So by convention, it is defined that this has to be done. You have to rotate in clockwise, and only horizontal plane will rotate.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so it is just a standardization that everyone follows the same rule so that you can read other person's drawing or designs. So again, just to emphasize, this is the pictorial view which you are supposed to make in your assignment, and this is orthographic view for a particular example. So you can use H or D or some, let us say numbers are given 10, 15 centimeters. This is how you are going to draw. And another thing is that if you want to measure the true distance, okay. So let us say point A, how far is this point A from this line, from the reference line? This is also one question in your sheet. So what you need to do is you will draw view from this left side. You will say that you draw point. Basically, you know the x and y coordinates. You have to take a square root. Square root of 15 square plus 10 square is your answer. But you show that picture in a picture. So this blue plane is shown here. Red plane is shown here, and this is your A. So just join this and measure this distance. This will give you the true distance from this reference line. That is also one question in your assignment sheet. So some more examples are there. I will skip this, and by end of class, if we have time, we will go through them. There are only similar type of cases with some numbers are given. Okay. One thing is interesting here is that this point is now lying on this plane. Okay, so basically when you open, you will just see one view. It is lying on this plane. Till now what we have discussed is that the point we are getting projection for both the planes. Now it is lying on this plane, so this is how it will be drawn. So it's show point E, and then this that projection is actually on this axis, this reference line only, not on that plane. So that is what you are showing here. Okay, similarly, if the point is on, let us say here, F is the point. So we show F dash here, and the projection in vertical, this is in vertical plane. Now in horizontal, where the projection will be, it will not go in that plane, it will be in this axis only, this reference line. So that is what is shown here. Similarly for different planes. So and this point is basically lying on this line itself. So this is how you will show that it is on that line. That's it. It is not drawn properly. You should show this point on this line, exactly on this line. If it is exactly on that line, that's it. So some more examples. Let us skip. We'll come in the end. We'll discuss. So again, there are some numbers given. We have discussed HD. Now if some numbers are given, how you will draw. So for different quadrants, this is how it looks. This is same as the examples what we have discussed. Okay. Anyway, let us go to projection of lines. So again, definition, mostly we are say that line is, we are joining two points, and we will be interested in true length. What is the actual length of that line? So again, once you are clear with what are the quadrants to draw, then you can easily visualize that how we are drawing line. So line could be parallel to different planes, or it could be perpendicular to any plane, or it could be inclined to one plane, parallel to another plane, or different scenarios are listed here. We'll see these examples in later subsequent slides. So another thing is that we need to calculate horizontal trace on vertical trace. So basically, if the line is inclined or at some, even if it is parallel, it will have some trace. How much is the, let us say, horizontal component or vertical component of that line? This will be clear once we go to examples. So let us begin with the examples. So considering the first case, let us say that we have line which is parallel to one or both the planes. And this is again we are talking about the first quadrant because we are above this horizontal plane and we are in front of vertical plane. So this is very clearly in first quadrant. So let us say line AB. This is parallel to which plane? This is parallel to horizontal plane, but it is intersecting. It will, if you extend, it will intersect the vertical plane. So it is parallel to horizontal, intersecting vertical. Similarly, this one CD. CD is parallel to the vertical plane, but it will extend. It will intersect this plane. Now this is parallel to both. EF is parallel to both. So this is how I will show it in pictorial representation. Okay. Now let us say how to draw the orthographic projection of these type of lines. So let us start with AB. Okay. So first you draw the horizontal trace. This small a, small b. So this will look like this. Then you draw two parallel projectors, and it will meet the vertical plane at a dash b dash, a dash b dash. So this is called, this will give you trace. Yes. Any question is there? Okay. So similarly, this is the line CD. If I look from the front, I will see a straight line. Sorry. This is the view of C dash D dash, which is there on the vertical plane. C dash D dash is the projection of this line on vertical plane. You draw that, then you create parallel lines which will meet the horizontal plane, and CD will be shown. Similarly, EF now it is parallel to both the planes, so it should show E dash F dash, which is shown here, and EF, which is shown here. Again, I am repeating this hash. You don't need to draw this hash type of figure. Okay. Now say that this line is contained by one or both the planes. So this is lying in the vertical plane. This is lying on the horizontal plane, intersecting that plane. This is parallel to, this is lying in the reference line itself. So AB, you will draw the projection of AB on this plane, A, B, and then you will take straight lines, straight parallel lines, which will form A dash B dash. Similarly for CD, C dash D dash, you draw the projection on this plane and then take parallel straight lines where it will meet this reference lines. It will be small CD. You people are getting this or not? How we are making projection?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us look at another example. Let us say this line is perpendicular to one of the plane. So A, B, this is perpendicular to this horizontal plane, and it is parallel to vertical plane. And in contrast, CD is perpendicular to vertical plane and parallel to horizontal plane. Okay, so AB, I will first draw the projections on vertical A dash B dash, A dash B dash, and A only is seen here. Why? Because if you look at the line from top, it will be a point only, right? So that is what is seen here. Similarly, if you look, well, let us say CD, if you look from the top, it will look like a line CD, which is shown here. But if you look from this side, the projection on this plane will be only a point. Okay, D dash. Okay, can anyone tell me why I am calling this A and D dash? Why I cannot instead of A can I say B here? It is a point, right? So I
Sir,
can
हम
say
लोग
A.
So
top
point
से देखते
A.
हैं.
Correct. We are looking
When we
from the
view it
top.
from top, we'll see
Oh,
point A.
sir,
Yes, correct.
A will
So we are
coincide on
looking
B.
from the top, we are writing A. If we are looking from the bottom, we'll say B. Right. Fine, we are going on the right track. Now let us take this example. So line is inclined to one plane and parallel to other. So this is that line. So you will draw projection of that line P dash Q dash, and it is parallel to here. So we'll just bring it on P Q1. Okay, these are the simple steps. I think now this some up to here is for your today's lecture. I have added some more examples in next class. Okay. So let us stop for here for today. So next sheet also is for drawing. Let me stop recording first. Okay, any